Greetings, hello, welcome on in, Unoptimized Fool from the closet. Glad you could be here. Listen, I want to talk about time walking, okay? Now, again, I talked about time walking on the channel before, right? And again, in 11.1.7, we are getting, again, another turbulent time waves, right? And it's going to be just time walking after time walking. We're getting BFA time walking. But there's going to be another change to time walking. And Blizzard is actually increasing the scaling and the difficulty of both mobs and bosses inside of time walking. Now, we recently saw a change, I believe, in 11.1, I believe it was, or maybe 11.0.5, where instead of players scaling down to the content of time walking, the content scales up to us, right, at level 80. Now, a lot of people thought, oh, it's going to make it a little bit harder. You know, obviously, I think Blizzard wanted to make it a little bit harder too. And when we came into that system, I would argue that nothing really changed and actually maybe even made it a little bit easier, right? Now, again, time walking is a breeze. You just queue in there and you blast away. Tank pulls a ton compared to the original dungeons we were able to pull. Like, for example, I've been going through Dragonflight content. Again, it's not current content, but still content. Again, it's not time walking, but still it's easy to go through this content. And again, there is times where you get one shot by spells, but that's pretty rare these days. So they're going to be increasing the difficulty of these encounters. Now, again, do I think they're going to be making it extremely hard? Now, if you guys are OGs, you'll remember back when Cataclysm first launched, when you went into the dungeons, it was a slog. It was very, very slow. Again, that was back in the day where the game was a little bit slower. Cataclysm was starting to ramp things up, of course, but those dungeons were extremely hard at the beginning. Now, if you go, like, at the beginning of War Within, you do a dungeon, it's regular stuff. It's not easy, it's not hard, it's just normal stuff. Now, with this revamp, again, we don't know how it's going to play. Again, we're increasing the scaling, increasing the damage done to us by bosses and mobs. We don't know how difficult it's going to be, but I don't think Blizzard's going to be making it hard mode, right? Again, time walking is pretty casual event, again, to level some alts. Again, a lot of casuals do partake, and obviously you get the weekly stuff to level your alts, so there are some goblins here and there inside of time walking. But I don't think they're going to make it hard mode. Again, I think if they make it too hard, a lot of people, especially the casual base, won't be engaging in it. So I think it will be a little bit harder, a little bit less face rolling, to say it, right? But I don't think it's going to be extremely difficult, right? So I wouldn't worry too much. Again, a lot of people were worried initially when we were having the dungeon scale up to us that it was going to make it extremely hard and then no one would play it. And guess what? I would even argue it made it a little bit easier to do that content. So I think obviously this is going to make it a little bit harder, right? There's no argument there. But I don't think it's going to make it extremely, hardcore mode, right? So I just wanted to report on that because that is one of the newer announcements that's coming. Again, this system change is coming in 11.1.7. Now Blizzard might overshoot here and make it too hard. That could happen, right? Game design is a very fluid system. So if they overshoot, they'll definitely reduce it. Again, changing system. We live in a living world, so it's going to be a living system. But what do you guys think about this new system? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think time walking dungeons are too easy? I mean, again, this is coming right when Turbulent Time Wave is coming for the third time. So obviously right for, time walking after time walking after time walking. But I am Unoptimized Fool from the closet. I'll see you guys next time.